Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss chapter 6 ratio applications exercise 2. In that fifth question, the question is given like this: disaster relief team consists of engineers and doctors in the ratio of 2:5. Okay, a disaster relief team అంటే మనకి ఏదన్నా న్యాచురల్ డిజాస్టర్స్ అంటారు కదమ్మా, హెవీ రైన్స్ అవన్నీ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాటర్ వస్తుంది కదా, అప్పుడు మనకి డిజాస్టర్ రిలీఫ్ టీం వాళ్ళు వచ్చేసి సేవ్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, సో అవి మన న్యూస్ ఛానల్లో కూడా చూస్తూ ఉంటాం. ఓకే, దే కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీర్స్ అండ్ డాక్టర్స్ ఇన్ ద రేషియో ఆఫ్ 2:5. In that given question, in that first one, if there are 18 engineers, find the number of doctors. Okay, so now I am writing the question solution. What is the ratio of engineers? E means simply engineers, D means what nana? Doctors. That is equals to what nana? 2:5. The ratio of engineers and doctors is 2:5. So according to the given question, there are how many engineers? There are
18.
There are 18 engineers. 18 engineers. Okay. So the number of doctors.
We don't know.
That is equals to we don't know. So that's why I am taking that is what nana? Number of doctors is equals to x. Now ఇవి రెండు ప్రొపోర్షన్లో ఉన్నాయి. ఓకేనా, ద రేషియో ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీర్స్ అండ్ డాక్టర్స్ ఈస్ 2:5 is given. So there are number of 18 engineers are there, the number of doctors is x. ఇవి ప్రొపోర్షన్లో ఉన్నాయి. So I am writing like this: 2:5 is equals to, ఇక్కడ 2 is corresponding for engineers and 5 is corresponding for what nana? డాక్టర్స్. సో అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇంజనీర్స్, సెకండ్ డాక్టర్స్. ఇక్కడ ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు? దేర్ ఆర్ 18 ఇంజనీర్స్ అన్నాడు. సో దట్స్ వై ఫస్ట్ 2 ఈజ్ కరస్పాండింగ్ ఫర్ ఇంజనీర్స్. సో దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ హియర్ 18 ఈస్ట్ 5 ఈజ్ కరస్పాండింగ్ ఫర్ డాక్టర్స్. సో దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ హియర్ ఎక్స్. వీ నో దీస్ ఆర్ వాట్ నానా? మీన్స్. మిడిల్లో ఉన్న టర్మ్స్ దీస్ ఆర్ మీన్స్ అండ్ దీస్ ఆర్ వాట్ నానా? ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్స్. We know the product of extremes is equals to product of means what nana? That is 2 into x is equals to 5 into 18. 2 into x means what? That is product of extremes is equals to 5 into 18 means what nana? The product of means. Okay, now what I am doing, transposing 2 to RHS side. Then what happened? X is equals to 5 into 18 by 2. 2 1s are 2 9s are 18. So x is equals to 5 9s are what nana? 45. So x is nothing but the number of doctors is equals to what nana? 45. Okay, so this is the required solution for this question. Okay students, now fifth question in that second one is what? Just now given the number of engineers. Now in this question, if there are 65 doctors, find the number of engineers. Okay, so I am writing the solution. The ratio of engineers and doctors is equals to, that is 2:5. Okay, the number of doctors is equals to what nana? Given 65. Yes, the number of engineers we don't know, manaku teliyadu. So that's why I am taking the number of engineers what nana? X. Okay na? So now clearly the ratio of engineers and doctors is given 2:5 and the number of doctors and the number of engineers ఇవి ప్రొపోర్షనల్ ఉన్నాయి. సో దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ హియర్ 2:5 is equals to 2 is corresponding for engineers and 5 is corresponding for doctors. ఇక్కడ 2 ఈజ్ టు 5 అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇంజనీర్స్ ఉంది. సో ఇంజనీర్స్ అనేది మనకు తెలియదు ఇక్కడ. సో దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ హియర్ ఎక్స్ ఈజ్ టు 5 ఈజ్ కరస్పాండింగ్ ఫర్ డాక్టర్స్. అంటే ఇక్కడ డాక్టర్స్ వచ్చేసి వాటినాను దట్ ఈస్ 65. ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? నా దీస్ ఆర్ ద మీన్ టర్మ్స్. ఓకే, సెకండ్ వన్ అండ్ థర్డ్ వన్, దీస్ ఆర్ ద మెయిన్ టర్మ్స్. And first one and fourth one, these are what name extremes. These are extremes. Now the product of extremes, that is 2 into 65 is equals to the product of means, that is what name 5 into x. Is it clear? The product of extremes 2 into 65 is equals to the product of product and multiplication, product of means, that is 5 into x. Now 5 is transposing to LHS side. The into quantity is becomes what nana? Division quantity. Now we can write 2 into 65 by 5 is equals to x. Now 5 ones are 5 13s are 65. Now 2 into 13 is equals to what nana? 26. So the value x is equals to what nana? 26. Ante the number of engineers is equals to what? 26. Okay, this is the required solution. Okay students, now question number 6 nana. The question is given like this: the ratio of two angles is 3:1. Okay, so this is the bigger angle and this is the smaller angle. 3 is corresponding for the bigger angle and 1 is corresponding for smaller angle. Okay, find the, in that first question is given, find the larger angle if the smaller is 180. Find the larger angle if the smaller is 180. Okay na? So now see its solution na. The ratio of two angles, the ratio of two angles is equals to, that is 3:1. Okay, given what is the smaller angle now? Smaller angle, given smaller angle is equals to 180. So larger angle we don't know, మనకు తెలియదు. సో దట్స్ వై దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ నాన్న ఎక్స్. ఇక్కడ అన్నోన్ క్వాంటిటీస్ని మనం వేరియబుల్స్గా తీసుకుంటాం. వేరియబుల్స్ అంటే ఇంగ్లీష్ ఆల్ఫాబెట్ స్మాల్ లెటర్స్. ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? ఇక్కడ ఎక్సే కాదు, యూ కెన్ టేక్ యువర్ విష్, ఇంగ్లీష్ ఆల్ఫాబెట్ స్మాల్ లెటర్స్. ఓకేనా? సో ఐ టేకన్ హియర్ ఎక్స్. ఓకే, సో లార్జర్ యాంగిల్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్. నౌ దీస్ టూ ఆర్ ఇన్ ప్రొపోర్షన్. సో ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ లైక్ దిస్ 3:1 is equals to, proportion అంటే the equality of two ratios. So 3:1 is equals to, ఇక్కడ 3 is corresponding for larger angle, 1 is corresponding for smaller angle. ఇక్కడ larger angle అనేది మనకు తెలియదు. So that's why this is what na x. Okay na? What is the smaller angle? 180 degrees. So that is 180 degrees. So 3:1 is equals to x is to 180. So these are what na means. These are the middle terms and these are what na extremes. Okay, so these are the second one and third terms. Second term and third term are means, first one and fourth term are what na extremes. Now we know product of extremes means, that is 3 into 180 degrees is equals to product of means, that is 1 into x. So 3 into 180 అంటే 3 18s are 54 అంటే 3 into 180 are, that is equals to 550 is equals to 1 into x, x. So therefore x is equals to what na 540. So x is nothing but larger angle. Okay, that is equals to what na 540. This is the required solution for this question. Okay students, now sixth main second question is given like this: the ratio of two angles is 3:1. Find the smaller angle just before we find larger angle. Now in this problem, find the smaller angle if the larger is 63 degrees. Okay. Now see its solution. The ratio of two angles is equals to what? The ratio of two angles is equals to 3:1. Just now I told 3 is corresponding for bigger angle and a larger angle, and 1 is corresponding for smaller angle and a small one. Okay, here given what is the larger angle, find the smaller angle if the larger is 63, and a given larger angle is equals to 63 degrees. We don't know the smaller angle. The smaller angle is equals to, I don't know, so that's why I taken it as x. Okay, now by problem these two are in proportion, these two ratios. 3:1 is equals to 3 is corresponding for larger, and a larger angle is given 63 degrees. 1 is corresponding for smaller one, so that is what Nana we don't know, so that's why x. Okay, these are what Nana means. Second term and third term, these are what are means, and first term and fourth term, these are extremes. Okay, so now we know what is the condition. The product of extremes, means that is 3 into x. Product ante multiply cheyali. The product of extremes is equals to the product of means, that is 1 into 63. So 3, if I transpose 3 to RHS side, then what happened, Nana? What happened? We can write x is equals to 1 into 63 means that is 63 degrees by 3 into quantity becomes division quantity. So 3 ones are 3 21s are. So x is equals to what, Nana? 21 degrees. 21 ante that is nothing but smaller angle is equals to what? 21 degrees. So this is the required solution for this question. So you to take your own creative questions and solve the creative answers. Okay, na? In the place of 3:1, you take your own ratio. Then the number of you take your larger angle and you take your smaller angle in case 1 and case 2. You to find the some other creative answers. Okay. Thank you, students.